you Sid?
Yeah, everyone calls me Sid.
So.
It's weird. Sydney's only when I'm in trouble. She calls me Sydney sometimes.
What about your mom?
My mom always calls me Sydney because I'm always in trouble.
So you guys do seem like you get along pretty well.
No.
Why do you think that is? Why do you think you guys connect?
I don't know. I think
We're
that like
funny.
we're very like everything.
The
We don't
same-
take life too seriously. I think.
Same
I think,
kind of sense of humor.
That's like the most important thing.
Like kind of those little kind of
Little jabs.
remark. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're jabs. I think most people would take them as jabs, but I
Yeah.
would never jab at someone who I wasn't close with.
Yeah.
You know, so if I'm jabbing at you, it's because I love you.
Yeah.
Basically, it's in a affectionate sort of way,
But mean.
but mean all the same.
I don't know. I really look up to her. You know, the way she lives her life, and you know, she's very funny and very easygoing, but she can also be serious, just like what we were talking about. You know, lately, especially like with soccer, I feel like I come to her with everything. You know, ask her what I should do in this situation and what, you know, benefits us playing together, since we're playing together now in Seattle and on the national team. So in a soccer sense, like I think that me and her relationship, like over the past couple months, has grown like tremendously.
But what's special about her?
Special.
You're on the spot now, of course.
I know. I mean, as a soccer player, or just like as a person.
Let's say, are both you guys single, by the way?
No.
She's not. I am.
Single, she is.
So what I was going to say is, if you knew this amazing girl, and you were saying, look, you got to meet my friend Megan.
Oh, okay. I mean, she's very loving. She's very caring. She's very funny. She's one of the funniest people I know, aside from myself.
I love that she's like, you know, so beautiful and can be like super girly, and she has these like eyelashes and she gets her hair done and everything. But then she's just like such a badass, you know, and like just kicks so much butt on the field and like has this funny, smart, witty humor about her. So it's like, for me, I mean, I'm not gonna date you. That's awkward.
That would be too crazy.
But that's
That'd
like,
be too crazy for
that's
her.
something that's super attractive that you have. I don't think a lot of people have both of that. You know, she has kind of this like tomboy, but then can totally spruce up.
You're conscious of your physical beauty, for sure.
Oh, for sure, she knows that.
Yeah, that's fair.
And yet, you know, you're very loose, and you know.
But I think that she has like this confidence about her that's very attractive to like all types of people, like every type of person. I always say this, that she has like this attraction. She brings everyone in. You know, when she talks, everyone wants to listen. I think that that's a really cool thing about P.
You know, one thing that occurred to me is really different though about you guys is just your upbringing, because you kind of came from the Leave It to Beaver kind of household, didn't you, Megan?
Yeah,
Both
totally.
parents there, your dad, you
Yeah.
know, around doing whatever.
Yeah, totally.
you
A bunch
needed.
of kids and sort of middle class, sort of normal family.
Mm-hmm.
And yet you said you didn't really have that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I grew up very different. But you know, I just had my mom growing up, and then I moved away because I wanted to play soccer, and I wanted to play for, you know, the best team in the world. So I left when I was 14, came to the States, and I'm not gonna lie, I hated it more than anything, being away from my mom and my friends and all that. But you know, I think back now, and like everything that I'd been through, like to be sitting here and to be playing with her with the US jersey, with the Reign jersey, like, doesn't matter. Just like the fact that I'm doing like what I dreamed when I was a little girl is huge. No matter if I had a dad or if you didn't have a dad or what kind of family you grew up in.
I think we both had those like strong parental figures though. Like, I mean, I had my mom and my dad, and you just had your mom. But even now, you know, when we were at the Olympics, like, I mean, everybody's parents are there, you know, but like our parents are just, not that they're more than any other parents, but like your mom was just so into, you can just see how much it means to them that we're successful. And I just feel like our parents are the same that way. They're just like, they just absolutely love the heck out of it because they're like,
and they're so proud. Yeah. You know?
Proud as punch.
And it's
so cute.
Yeah. It's so nice seeing like, you know, you can go on the other side of it and be like, you know, no one believed in me and now I'm here. But the most important thing is the people who did believe in you, and then being here. You know, it's like I owe so much of that to my mom, and you know she owes that to her parents and her siblings, and But I think the most important thing is that the people who did believe, you know, you did it for them and yourself, of course. I had moments where, you know, I was very hurt that I didn't have a father in my life. And, you know, I grew up and some days it hurts and some days I didn't care and some days, you know. And now I'm at a point where I think that I am so thankful for the people I have around me who, you know, were friends that are now part of my family. And my mother, who did twice the work of a normal mom and twice the work of a normal dad all put into one human being. I don't know how she did it. But, you know, I've had that conversation with my mom before, and I was like, how did you do it? And she's like, the moment I saw you, the moment I had you, I never cried about anything ever again, because you were like my, you know, like I was born to have you. And so that was like, that reminds me that, you know, the only people you need are the people that really, truly love you no matter what. You know, I'm still maturing and there's still a lot of things I need to learn about myself, but I do think that I'm, to the core, a good person. And I think that that's from my mom. And, you know, my dad did give me a lot of things. He probably gave me some of my athletic ability. He gave Sandy too. My mom did too. But I think the most important thing that my dad ever gave me was my citizenship to be American. So, you know, I can sit here and be like, he's not really a part of my life, but that was the biggest part of my life, is to be here. So I have to thank him for that.
Now, you're kind of ambi-footed in a way, right?
Everything.
Ambi life.
Yeah, she's
ambidextrous.
Gumby. We call her Gumby.
Yeah, I am Gumby.
Have you always been that way?
I think so. Yeah, when I was younger, I don't know why I started kicking with both feet, but I did. I guess I was okay with both of them. I remember practicing on it a little bit, but not too much. And yeah, I have just, I'm flexible and I kind of have like
her leg literally like goes.
Yeah, I don't know. I just get some weird stuff going on. I don't really know what happens, but.
What about with your hands?
A little bit, yeah. I mean, I played basketball and stuff, so I can shoot a little bit with my left hand. Not great, obviously, because basketball's a little more one-hand dominant. But yeah, I think I'm coordinated that way, I guess. Got it. Kind of. Saved it.
You know, the most basic thing about soccer that's magical is that you can't use your hands. But as athletes who played other sports, and yeah, sure, you love soccer, do you miss that? And do you ever get that? Because, I mean, you guys could have played basketball, baseball, certainly. And that's something that you guys miss in a way. You don't get to do that. I mean, do you ever get that outlet where you get to use the coordination of your hands?
Yeah, I mean, I played baseball up until I was 14 years old. So, and my entire family is a huge baseball family, so I was the only one who went a different route. But I still play. I still throw the ball around and stuff when I can. But I mean, do I miss it? I wouldn't say I miss it. I think that what we're doing right now is pretty cool. But
I think I miss messing around. Like if there's ever a basketball hanging around, I always want to shoot or dribble or just kind of mess around. Throw football or, park games and stuff like that.
Yeah, she can throw a football.
Yeah.
Surprisingly.
I love anything like that. Any kind of sports like that is just fun. In those sports too, you don't need a ton of people. You can just throw the ball around or shoot by yourself or something. So I do miss basketball quite a bit. I loved playing basketball. When I was like way too short to be playing basketball.
Yeah, I'm just picturing her playing basketball, her lankiness and her
so
skinny legs.
With like those big basketball shorts. It wasn't good. So yeah, I miss it a little bit, but I don't think any of those sports compare to what we do. Personally, I love it. I think it's just so cool that like when the ball comes to your feet, it's you. It's like, what are you gonna do with it? There's no set play or whatever. It's just super difficult in a lot of, if you really like break it down.
It's funny because people are like, oh yeah, like like I could play soccer, and say they're a football player or a baseball player. They cannot use their legs or their feet. Like I have never had a friend who can actually play soccer. That doesn't play. So I think it's much more difficult to play baseball and then go to soccer than it is to play soccer and go to like a baseball or football or basketball. I think it's a lot easier to use your hands.
Yeah, definitely.
What about having kids in the future, and what do you think about? I mean, is it something that's important to you, or it's not? And I think when you're an athlete, you have to be so focused on yourself, and you are traveling around. You can miss opportunities. And it's also hard to let people in.
Yeah.
And yet, it's a pillar of happiness for all of us, even for pro athletes, and maybe especially because people don't always get to appreciate you as people, your kind of things.
Right.
And, what do you guys think about that? Megan, I'll start with you.
We've had this conversation. That's why it's so funny.
I don't know. I don't know if I want to have kids yet. I think I can say pretty confidently I don't want to have kids while I'm playing. I think it's incredible when people do. And I think that if I did it, you just do it and it would be fine. It's just something that, once you have a kid, your instincts click in and you're fine, you do it. I personally don't want to do that. After, I don't know. I think if I ever get to the point where I'm like, I really want to have kids, then I'd be more than happy to do that. I think that I would be a good mom, and I love kids. I love being around kids. I love the kids on the team. They're just like so cute. I maul them. But I don't know. I don't know if I want them or not. Definitely not while I'm playing.
She's gonna laugh.
She told me she wanted kids when she was 26. I was like, that's in 3 years. No. You're not gonna be ready.
I was like, I grew up by myself, so I definitely want to have a huge family. But for me, like with the kids on the team, I'm like very like I don't know how to like deal with like a child, so I don't really carry them or like play. I don't know how. So I think that I would have to learn. I think that the first child I'll be comfortable with will be my own. But I want to have a big family for sure. But yeah, you're right. It is hard to have a relationship with the things that, our schedule in our life. So, will I have one while I play? I would want to. I do want to. But who knows?